Oh boy, do we have some Beyblade news to talk about. So we all knew that the July Beyblade release was going to be Lane Valhalla's Bey, and that it was called something Uranus, but other than that, we really had no idea. But now we do, and Lane Valhalla has 2 Beys. Let's just get right into it. Before we hop into the news though, if we could hit 500 likes on this video, that would be amazing. And also, if you are not subscribed, hit subscribe to join the Nook Nation. We have some pretty cool stuff on the way, so hit subscribe. Anyways, let's move on to the news. We all remember this picture of Uranus that popped up in the May Koro, I believe, and it looks like a mixture of Valkyrie and Super Hyperion, in my opinion. And this is actually Lane's first Bey, and in the new June Koro comic, we actually have more information about it and the full part breakdown. So first of all, the Bey's name is either First Uranus or Coast Uranus. It's a little bit iffy on the translation at the moment. At least that's what I know. So looking at the part breakdown, first of all, the Bey is called First Uranus or Coast Uranus. That's just kind of where the translation's at the moment, and that'll probably be like well known what it is not that long from now. So it's probably one of those two. And yeah, from this picture, we could see, I guess, a little bit of a better look at the parts that we've already seen before. But where it gets more interesting is this picture. We get to see the driver, the disc, and a little bit of the chassis. So the chassis looks to just be a gold and silver version of 1D, which is right here, and it's been released before. We got this chassis with Curse Satan. And the disc is Wheel, which is something that we've also already had, and it is right here from Glide Ragnarok. The driver, however, is the super brand new piece, and that is called Mobius. We'll talk about that more in just a second. But talking about Uranus really quick before we move on to the really hype news, I will say it is kind of interesting that we have 1D, which we have from Curse Satan, Wheel that comes from a Stamina Bey, which was Glide Ragnarok, and the ring looks like it's from Hyperion. Honestly, it looks like this Bey is just a big mixture of everything that we've already had before. Almost like this Bey inspired all of the next Super King Beys that were released after it, which would make sense because it is, in the manga, I guess, the first Super King Bey. Kind of a theory, I don't know, kind of a game theory, but I will say it is kind of interesting that it shares a lot of traits with Beys that have already been released, and I think that's on purpose. Now guys, oh boy, now we can move on to the news that is actually really cool. I moved my chair up a little too much. You see, Lane Valhalla actually has 2 different Beys. The very first one was First or Coast Uranus, but the next one, guys, is called Variant Lucifer. I honestly did not think that Lucifer was going to be the name. We've seen that name pop up before because Lucifer would have sounded good with Lane Valhalla, but it actually came true, believe it or not. And oh boy, does this Bey look really, really cool, and let's talk about it really quick. So guys, talking about the Bey, it looks really, really interesting. It has this crazy spiky looking design, and I wonder if it's going to be, I don't know, it doesn't really have the typical attack shape to me, so I wonder if it's going to be like stationary attack or even like a defense type overall. It looks pretty interesting. And all the parts on the Bey are brand new except for Mobius. Well, Mobius is brand new, but it is the same driver that is on First or Coast Uranus. So yeah, it's like the ring is this black and purple with some green stickers going on. It's really spiky. It definitely looks evil, that's for sure. And it just looks really cool, in my opinion. Something else that is pretty interesting, and I feel like we're going to see more of this happen towards the end part of sparking, is that there is no core, or at least there is no removable core. Because thing is, for sparking, you have the sparking chip and the cores, and you kind of customize that. But it looks like for Lucifer, the chip and core are combined, which is the first time we've seen that for sparking, but I don't think it's going to be the last. Also, maybe it's just me, I'm not really too sure, but it looks like underneath the purple parts of the ring, there looks to be a pink or red bit of exposed chassis, but that might just be a little bit of an effect with the magazine. It is kind of hard to see. I'm really not too sure. But 2D is, of course, a brand new defense type chassis. The original or First Uranus has 1D, so it makes sense that this one would have 2D. I wonder when we're gonna get 3D. And 2D is going to be a double chassis as well, so there's not going to be any disc here. It is fused into that chassis. And while we haven't really seen any amazing pictures of it in action, of course, Mobius is also rumored to be free spinning as well, very similar in look to Zone and Exceed. But is it going to be that aggressive? I have no idea. We just know that it's probably going to be free spinning. And that's pretty much going to wrap up the pictures that we have of the new Lucifer and Uranus. And I do want to give a big thanks to Isaiah Burley on Instagram or Beyblade News. I'll leave a link to him in the description down below. Go give him a follow. He also posted on the WBO what could be the full top 15 legendary bladers. And we also have some manga pictures as well that kind of give this proof a little bit. So let's go through what he listed out. Number 1, we have Vault. Number 2, we have Shu. Number 3 is Aiga. 4 is Free. 5 is Louis. 6 is Drum. Kind of interesting Drum is that low, but you know, it makes sense. And here's where it gets really, really interesting. Number 7 is Phi. Number 8 is Gwen. 9 is Delta. 10 is Xander, which means we might be getting a new Excalibur at some point. Number 11 is Cisco. 12 is Zac, the Sunrise Blader. We're going to be getting a new Zutron, baby. Maybe not, but it's possible. 13 is Wakia. 14 is Daigo, or Dinah. And number 15 is Rantaro. I will say it is kind of odd to be getting Zac and Daigo in the top 15, because I feel like there are definitely bladers that are out there that are stronger than them. It's pretty interesting, but this is what was posted. The sparking news cycle is definitely really heating up. We're going to be getting a lot of really cool stuff in the coming months. You know, now that we know that Daigo and Zac are most likely on this legendary blader list, maybe they will have beys in random boosters. I feel like maybe Daigo and Zac, they won't get their own, you know, starter or booster release, but as like a random booster prize, that'd be really cool. It'd be cool to have a new Zeus or a new Death Scyther. That'd be sick. Overall, I am really excited, and let me know what you guys think of these reveals in the comments down below. What do you think of First Uranus, of the new Variant Lucifer? What do you guys think of the legendary blader rankings? Let me know. But that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. If you liked it, hit that like button. We're trying to hit 500 likes, and hit subscribe to join the Nook Nation. And also, I do have a Discord, so if you want to join the Discord and talk about Beyblades, it's going to be in the description down below. But I will see you guys in the next one. Have fun, and bay away.